Alright, this is a second Monster Hunter Wilds demonstration video. The thing I want to demonstrate, so the first video we had a fight against a very easy low-level monster, and right now I'm going to show a fight against the opposite, a high-level end-game type monster, to show what that situation is like. Now usually what I do, well, there's a few things I need to take care of. I'm going to talk while I take care of these things. For one thing I need to do is I need to eat a meal. And that's going to give me some more strength, but I'm just going to skip through that, the graphics for that. And then I'm going to drink a couple of potions here. But basically, so I want to talk a little bit about how you get into a multiplayer battle. So, as I said before in the last video, there are like towns and there's the outer world. So, when you run out into the outer world, there are monsters out here to find and battle. But which ones are they? Well, they're whichever ones happen to be on the map at the moment. Okay, so this is the map, and you can see, so like right here, there's a Balahara. There's another, there's a whole bunch of Balaharas, it seems like. There's also up here a tempered Quematrice, okay? These are all different types of monsters, and they're basically, oh, there's an Arkveld, okay? They're basically random in terms of how they spawn on your map. And so what I could do is I could run up to any one of these monsters, just run through all this terrain here, get to the monster, initiate a battle, and then the battle will begin. When the battle begins, other people, multiplayer people, will be invited to join me. And slowly, one by one, they will show up, and eventually we'll have a 4-person battle. But what I like to do is, rather than run up and get into these fights, I like to be one of the people who's invited and comes. So I like to look at the list of battles that are out there. And here's how you do that. You go in here and you go to join a quest. And you go to SOS Flare Quests. And then the cool thing is you can choose basically who you want. So if you're doing some targeted grinding, you choose who you want. So I'm going to go with the Tempered Arkveld, which is the highest level monster, at least at this point in the game. And then I'm going to go SOS Flare Search, and it's going to give me this list. So this is a list of all of the, or at least 17 different battles that are going on right now in the world between other players and a Tempered Arkveld in their own games. They happen to have one in their world, they went up to it, they initiated a fight, the invitation went out to other people, and they got posted to this list. So a lot of times these ones are actually hard to join. They fill up quickly because the Tempered Arkveld has a lot of good drops and he's in demand to fight. But I just joined it, so now we've got a loading screen here. It's going to connect me up with this person's game, and I'm going to enter the game, but I'm going to enter it in the town. And so I'm going to need to, the first thing I'm going to need to do from the town is get to the location of the fight, and that's going to require me to basically just run to it. Now this game, you have this little bird here, which my bird's name is Horse, but you have this little bird here, and you can ride it to the destination, and it even has like an auto thing where it knows, like, if it has a target point that it's trying to get to on the map, it can just go there by itself. So in this case, it's taking me to the battle. I can see it off there in the distance. I can see that thing. That's the Tempered Arkveld. And I can see at least one guy fighting it. No, I can see two guys fighting it. I'm coming, and I have a guy right here behind me. Ike, he's coming too. So that's the four of us. And this is the Tempered Arkveld. And you can see that this thing is a lot bigger than the little thing that I fought earlier. And you can see it just hit me. And my HP bar went down, that green bar at the top. And if it goes down too much, I'll die. But you can also see that this thing is not really aggroed to me because there's four of us. And so I'm able to basically just walk around it and try to get the best hits that I can. And every now and then it's gonna hit me. And I'll try to dodge it if I can. But I have good armor so I can withstand to get hit, you know, a few times. When I'm in danger of dying, I will try to heal. So as the hammer guy, I'm really supposed to be trying to attack the head more, because if you attack the head, you can like knock out the enemy. And when the enemy's knocked out, it just lays on the ground and you can beat it up. So I've been hit a few times, so I'm going to heal now. And what I do to heal is I call my horse. He comes and picks me up. And then I get kind of a safe distance away, and I heal. Now actually, at this very moment that I began to heal, the Arkveld ran away. This is something that they do. After you beat them up a little bit, they run off to a different location on the map, and you have to just follow them. And it's funny because if they encounter other monsters in the new location that they get to, they get into fights with those other monsters. And you just kind of stand back and let them fight each other. That was a total miss right there, swinging this. This game has, oh, see, okay, that was a big hit. So now I need to get away or I could die. Okay, I got away. And someone did just die. You see it, the words just came up that indicated to me that one of the partners just died. Now, I'm riding around on the horse to heal safely out of danger, and then I'll go back in. One thing about this game is, a grand total of 3 deaths are allowed per battle. So, and that's no matter, that's everyone. So one guy just died. So that means if 2 more deaths occur, whether it be me or anybody else, the battle's over. So you gotta kind of do your part to not just like be a loser and die. But it's actually kind of hard to. I mean, as long as you're kind of careful about topping off your HP, and you see, I'm running away from attacks there. As long as you're sort of careful about topping off your HP, and especially, I think that the big trick is when you're weak, get on the horse immediately. Because if you press up, and it summons the horse to you, or the bird, and it's like you blow a little whistle and the horse comes running to you. And you really need to get on the horse and ride away. And that way you can heal from a safe position. Otherwise, you're going to get hit with a follow-up attack and you're going to die. See? Okay, so before he could hit me with any follow-up attacks, I ran away. And the horse moves a lot faster than you do. Just sort of trying to run on the ground. So you can see, like, after you beat it up a little bit, okay, it's running away again. Every time it runs away, too, it gives you a chance to, like, catch your breath, refresh all your things, heal, Okay, it looks like it's fighting. Oh, this is... Okay, it's actually fighting... It walked away and it found a different monster which is fighting, which is actually the same monster that I fought in the last video. That smaller thing. So it is battling that little thing. But now that little thing's running away. So now we gotta fight it again. Okay, it's dead. Now one thing is, one of the reasons why I like to join battles that were already taking place is because, excuse me, a lot of times they're already, like, say, half dead. So if it's a strong monster that's going to take, you know, a long time to kill, it'll be half dead by the time you get there, so it'll take a lot less time. And the game gives you full credit in terms of, like, drops and loot and stuff. Even if you show up at the last minute and the thing's like 1 inch away from death and just dies, you get full credit. I guess it does that to encourage multiplayer rather than have everyone just start their own battles on their own games in order to get full credit. You just get full credit. So I got all this loot that I got. It's the same as anybody else got for that battle. So it says that entire battle took 8 minutes. I don't think I was there for all 8 of those minutes, but that's what it says. And so this is mostly kind of what you do. Ooh, did I get an award? Oh, okay, nice. This is kind of what you do in between advancing the main quests. You advance the main quests to advance the story, and it unlocks certain things. But in between at main quests, you are free to consult the quest board and join anybody who has an ongoing quest. And it helps you do targeted grinding. You can pick the monsters you want, because remember over here, she's selling the armor and weapons based on monster parts. And I showed some armor last time, but weapons are also the same, you know? So like I'm a hammer, and these are all different types of hammers. And all of these hammers are made from monster parts. So you fight the monsters, you get the parts, you come in here, you make different weapons. And the weapons are sort of inspired by the monster. So if, for example, if it's a water elemental monster that you fight in the water, it will give you a water elemental hammer. If it's a fiery type of monster, it'll give you a fire elemental hammer. And that sort of thing. So you can collect a whole bunch of different weapons based on, and of course every monster has like elemental weaknesses. So you want to take a fire hammer to fight an ice monster and that sort of thing. So you do all that. These are the 14 weapons, by the way, in Monster Hunter. In the beginning of the game, they give you a free cheap version of every single one of these. And so you can kind of start with whatever you want. And in Monster Hunter Rise, I think I tried the switch axe and the great sword, because I just assumed that's what I would want coming out of Dark Souls. This was like a giant axe or a giant sword. But I remember that neither one felt like it had the heft of the hammer. It didn't give that strong, like that really strong feeling every time it like pounds the ground. And this game does a really good job of that, by the way, because the controller, the vibrations on the controller are set up to react to the hammer. So as you're smashing things, the controller's vibrating like crazy, and it's really satisfying. So that's why I like the hammer. But there's all these different weird weapons. And the hammer's actually not that popular. Most people who show up are using something else. And the hammer is also known as being kind of a harder, because it's got very short range, and you're supposed to hit the enemy in the head. So you're supposed to put yourself in basically the most vulnerable spot and use a short range weapon. I just use it because it's fun, and because with multiplayer, I have enough support that it's not that hard. If I was trying to fight these things all by myself with the hammer, that might be pretty hard. All right, so that was demonstration number 2 of Monster Hunter Wilds.